everybody, and welcome to another Synergy session. This is our program where, from the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion team, we bring together a couple of our One eXp resource groups to get you to know a little bit more about them, what they offer, why you should join, and also as an opportunity for a couple of our resource groups to get to know each other a little bit for that concept of intersectionality that you hear me never shut up about. I'm Cody Gilkison. I'm your Senior Manager of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion. And today I'm joined by eXp Climate Action Network. The co-chair, Keith Everett, is here, along with Katie Olson. And then we've also got Stephen and Taylor here representing eXp Young Professionals Network. I'm going to go around the room and let you guys give a brief introduction of yourself. So we'll start with you, Katie.
All right. Well, I'm Katie Olson. I'm a licensed agent in Colorado. Been an agent for 7 years and recently joined the Climate Action Network.
Fantastic. How about you, Taylor?
Hi, I'm Taylor Aslin. I'm the New Hampshire State Leader for eXp Young Professionals. I'm still in my first year of being licensed, so I've been learning a lot and I'm loving it.
That's amazing. Keith, everybody knows you, but go ahead and give them the spiel again.
My name's Keith Everett. I'm the co-chair of the eXp Climate Action Network. We've been around about 18 to 20 months now, and I'm also a state broker and agent in Colorado.
Fantastic. And last but not least, we got Stephen, who's driving. You want to give us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sir. So I am also in Colorado. I am the Young Professional State Leader of Colorado. Been a realtor for over a decade, and love every minute of every day.
That's fantastic. So let's jump right into our questions and the meat and potatoes of this thing. So I want to go around the room and ask you guys to tell me a little bit about your resource group and what it's meant for your career at eXp. So we're going to go back around the way we just came. We're going to start at Stephen this time.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. And everyone watching this, I hope you guys are also really getting some nuggets here. If you guys are watching from your phone or driving like I'm driving, unfortunately, right now, guys, take some notes, mental snapshots. Yes, this is going to get recorded, but still reach out to any of us, including our wonderful organizer here. Thank you very much. But guys, our group of young professionals, really, I think the biggest part there is people are always talking about young professionals. Oh, you're a young individual by age. Not true. It can be categorized by an age, how you feel, license years, or just guys young at heart. I think it's the biggest thing we always want to instill in everybody is that, the Young Professionals Network, wherever you are, does not just mean a particular age. And first and foremost, right, the resource group itself is absolutely fantastic because that really kind of puts you around, again, people who are really inspired to do well from a younger age or from a younger experience level and getting around that energy. Again, I know obviously everybody loves the energy of whoever you are with right now, whether you've been a realtor for a day, a year, 10 years, 25 plus years. But most important piece to always remember is that it's getting involved in an organization that actually values that types of things. And the young professionals, we're all about collaboration more than anything else and doing things the modern way. Because I think that's what everyone strives to do is, oh, guys, I'm going to talk to young individuals or I want to walk to a young realtor. Those are guys that know how to use technology. But in reality, it's something that you guys can all learn very easily. We are all about education. I mean, we're doing a partnership actually right now with a 55 and older group that's coming later on with our fearless, organized leader, Eden Jeffrey of Atlanta, Georgia. She runs the entire YP organization with Kimberly, who is over in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So those ladies are on fire right now. And I mean, again, people reach out to us to organize things talking about, hey, we want to learn from you guys because everyone here has different skill sets based off of your experience, current clientele, or just things you've been involved with throughout your entire career. So for us, it's been a fantastic blend because, guys, I'm the old man of the group of the young professionals. I really am, right? And so for me, I've actually learned a lot by the younger folks too because, guys, yeah, I'm one of the older guys in there. And so for me, I'm learning the kids who are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. They have so much experience, just things that they're getting involved with. I'm like, oh my God, right? Because guys, my first year in the business, I did one deal. And now you have these kids with technology and innovation and just motivation. They're doing 5, 10, 25 deals the first year. Oh my God, you guys are killing it right now. And, they still think I'm not good enough. I'm like, guys, are you kidding me right now? That is something to be extremely proud of. So, I mean, we have a ton of stories just like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It's great to see the young professionals really thriving, and I would encourage everybody, if you're already subscribe to the DEI podcast, Culture Cast. We just had an episode come out, one of our January episodes called Teenage Tycoons, and it's with a couple of really outstanding agents from the Young Professionals Network that give their experience of entering the real estate business at 19 years old and selling their first house and the struggles that they went through. So I would encourage everybody to join that. Keeping on the white P train, let's go over to Taylor.
So when I first started, just under a year ago, I really lacked a sense of community from where I was, being in a small town in southern New Hampshire. I joined to follow in my mom's footsteps, and she's super successful. She's within the top 50 of all of eXp. So I felt like I could learn a lot from her. So I joined and I started working, and everyone around me has been in the business for a long time and is much older. And while there's a lot to gain from that, I kind of felt like I was missing something. And I was missing like a sense of community with people that were more like me, younger, more into social media and content creation and stuff like that. So I found Eden, and we met in Orlando last year in June at Shareholders. And then I was introduced to YP, and we got in contact and interviewed, and I became the New Hampshire state leader representing my state, and it was such an honor to have that. And from then I was able to connect with all of these amazing young people, and I feel truly like I have that sense of community and belonging now to people that are very like-minded and support me. So I'm very happy about that, very grateful for my role here.
That's fantastic. And, you know, one of the things we always also say about young professionals all the time is one of the real benefits it offers to folks who don't fall into that category of under 40 is you can go and learn from people who are in that demographic, right? The people who are doing this more cutting edge stuff. Like, to me, I still consider social media marketing as a realtor as cutting edge because I'm old school, right? So you can go learn those skills. And they offer those masterminds every Friday morning that you can go to and learn all these skills from the people who are forging their own new path, right? You can always teach an old dog new tricks. I firmly believe that. So I want to go down to Climate Action Network, and what better way to start than with my fellow co-founder and the current co-chair, Keith Everett. What do you have to say for this question?
Well, I kind of just dipped my toes into the original, Climate Action Network when they had just started. They were like a month old. They had a fireside chat, and I was supporting one of my Colorado agents, Joan Gregerson, who was the co-founder. And I went to that meeting, and I realized it awakened in me that passion for sustainability and climate action that I kind of put on hold in leadership for the last 12 years. I mean, I was very active before that. And so I just started showing up to some of the meetings and getting more involved. And then Joan ended up leaving the business and going back to her consulting business in climate action. And Alex and I, who's my co-chair, and I think we really hit it off. We complement each other's skill set. And what we've tried to put together is a resource group to help people learn how to, take climate action and implement the different ways that we're addressing it in real estate and get that message out to their clients. And this last year with the Inflation Reduction Act and the billions of dollars, $9 billion going towards sustainable housing and high performance homes. And there's something like $72 billion if you count the federal, the state, the county, municipalities, and energy providers. All those entities together have $72 billion in grants and savings out there on the table right now. And I think we're not doing our fiduciary responsibility to our sellers if we're not informing them on that, and if we're not helping our buyers look for that so they are able to save money on their energy costs and make an impact on climate. That we need to be educating each other on what these impacts are and how we can help our clientele. And that will in turn grow our business. And that's one of the things we're really looking forward to, is helping agents grow their business through sustainability.
Yeah, so true. And the part of that question is what it's meant to your career experience. And I can say, Keith, I think it's extraordinary the number of times that you and Alex have had the opportunity to be in front of C-suite, right? That any old agent or broker wouldn't normally get those kinds of opportunities. So eXp Climate Action Network really has opened a lot of doors for a lot of people, not just you.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Our leadership is really engaged and they're listening. So it's been a super ride for us.
Yeah. And Katie, you're fairly new to Climate Action Network, but making some stuff move. We love to hear that. You want to tell us about what your view of eXp Can is and what it's meant so far?
Yeah, definitely. So I got into sustainability. Really, I mean, I've always kind of been interested in it, but really it hit home when I backpacked around Indonesia for a month in November of 22. And I just realized how much trash there is in the world and in the ocean. And so then I started to research it just in my own like personal life and start to make changes in my personal life. And once you go down the rabbit hole, you can't really get out. And so I was like, how else can I implement this into my life? And I was like, well, real estate, obviously, but I was like, how? And at that point, I hadn't been with eXp yet. I was with my previous brokerage. And I didn't actually realize when I joined eXp that one of eXp's core values is sustainability. And I didn't even know that they had a climate action network when I joined eXp. And it's just kind of like fallen into place that I found my people accidentally. I was at eXpCon and I went to Keith's teaching and I was like, this is my new niche. This is amazing. And so I've started to rebrand myself as a sustainable realtor, and I've started to dive really into the Climate Action Network community. And I think that's like the overall theme with all of us that we're saying is like, we found our people, we found our community within our organizations. And I think that's really special because you find what you're passionate about, you find your people, and then you continue to grow. So
that's it. Exactly. We always say, hashtag find your tribe, right? That's what we say is you come in here, you find your tribe. And the easiest way to do that is through OneEXP and all of our resource groups. And if you're listening to this and neither of these things speak to you, honey, we've got 14 of these groups, right? Something will speak to you or multiple will speak to you. I personally, even if I wasn't in the position I'm in now, I would be a member of 8 of them, right? You know what I mean? Because I just, it's all facets of my personality and allies that I have in my life that I want to support. And I love that. So if you want to learn more about all the resource groups, you can check out the OneEXP workplace group. Just search OneEXP, and it's got a list of all the groups and all their leadership there. The next question is about giving us a success story about someone who's used the resources at your resource group to really help their career. I think Katie has already given us her personal example of her finding success. But Keith, do you have another one from Climate Action Network?
I have a bunch, but I'll just 2 that I wanted to talk about right away. John Wheeland is one of our agents at Delray Beach, and he's been engaged in sustainability with the local government, city government, creating discussion groups within the community and with his clientele. And he does weekly videos, and he talks about the benefits. And Delray Beach, they're going to be impacted a lot earlier than a lot of people. So a lot of people are listening to him. And one thing that really warms my heart is the weekend after we came back from eXpCon, 3 people that had attended the eXp Green Fundamentals class said that, called me or messaged me on Workplace and said they got a listing because they used some of the information they learned in that class that the weekend after. So that is exactly what we're trying to do. That's what we're shooting for. And that for me, that's a huge success.
That's brilliant. Stephen, Taylor, either of you have really great success stories of agents using YP for their benefit?
Taylor, want to go ahead?
Sure, I'll go ahead. So I can share a personal one, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you guys know, like in the beginning of anything, it takes a lot of time to kind of build yourself up and learn the ropes. So EXPYP has a really great referral network. And when I first noticed that, I thought that was awesome. And all of our members truly are so on top of it and are always tagging each other in posts where our states are. So I actually got tagged in a referral from that group, and I got a listing out of it, which was awesome because that was my third listing ever. And so that meant a lot to me. And aside from that, you briefly mentioned it before, Cody, but we have Friday weekly masterminds, and the guests that are featured every week are truly phenomenal and offer so much advice and great tips for your business. So I get a lot out of that personally, and I know a lot of other people do as well.
Yeah, I send a lot of people to those. I send a lot of people. Basically, anybody that ever says to me, whoa, oh, YP, like I'm too old for that. I'm like, you need to go to one of these. And if you don't learn something, come back and complain to me.
No,
Oh yeah, and that's the big thing too. Yeah, and that's the big thing too that I'll add for a quick minute is that everyone either has their quick opinion about the YP groups wherever you are, right? Oh, you guys are too young for me, too old. What can you guys teach me and whatnot? And I mean, just throwing some statistics at you guys. The people in the YP group, I mean, one of our members in there actually sells properties. He sold a property for $23 million last year, right? You know, he's one of the most successful luxury realtors in the Northwest of the whole US in all of eXp. So when we talk about young professionals, guys, we're not just talking about, oh yeah, you guys are the young bunch. You guys are the fierce, feisty ones. Yeah, go for you. You're awesome. No, guys, there are some real killers out there, and they are doing some really big volume, right? One of our people out of New York, actually, you know, they do over $100 million, okay, in production. And as an example, one of personal story here in Colorado, I mean, we just helped a single mom, you know, helped a single mom out. She has 2 kids. She's raising by herself. And, you know, we just basically created an entire game plan for her that was surrounded around listings, right? And we fast forward 2 months. Now she sells between 2 and 3 listings every single month. She loves it, right? And that really has just helped her out. And, you know, everyone here pulls resources together because, guys, that's why eXp is what it is. Every single person is collaborative, not combative. I don't care if in the same neighborhood. At eXp, my personal experience, I've been in a couple different brokerages, you know, whether it's a boutique, big box, that's where I came from, right? On that side of my last career. And definitely eXp, everyone is so open and transparent, not the generic, oh, you guys should just try this and that, one of those. No, they'll take you aside and say, hey, this is exactly what I do for my reasons. Is it going to work for you? Potentially not. But, you know, everybody is still extremely open about their businesses, as they honestly should, because, guys, there's how many realtors? And in the personal public opinion, how are we all viewed? Extremely negative. I don't care if you're the best. Everyone still looks at you as a particular negative way. So that's why I really feel that all of the groups at, you know, eXp1 just serve a very higher purpose.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And it's one of the beautiful things about being a global organization as well, right? It's so easy to give somebody the advice of exactly how you do your business if they're not even close to your market, right? That's a thing that we really have in common. And I think that everybody that works at eXp as a realtor really wants to see eXp grow and surpass those other brands, because then it grows our stock payouts and it grows all that other, you know, right? So everybody has the drive to not only make their business great, but we also have it baked in there that it will benefit you to make other agents in the organization great as well, right? I love that. I love that here. I've seen very, very few examples, which is crazy when you're talking about 90,000 real estate agents. Very, very few examples of somebody, you know, pulling up the ladder behind them, or, you know, everybody puts the hand down to help somebody else up. And I love that about our company. So I want to talk about common misconceptions about the communities that you represent. So let's stick with YP. I want to head over to Taylor and ask, what are some misconceptions that folks have about the young realtor community?
So Stephen kind of touched on this a little bit, but there's definitely a huge misconception that we're too young. We don't know what we're doing. we're just out of touch. Like, we're not traditional realtors. We haven't been doing this as long as everyone else. But really, that's not true. I mean, we're navigating how to be a young professional in this world, in this industry, and we're learning as much as we can from all different disciplines of people. And we truly want to help each other and make everyone succeed. So within YP, I wrote this down. Last year, we collectively had 774 transactions, and we produced 190 million in sales. Woo. So clearly, we aren't super out of it. We know some stuff that's going on. And within that, I would also argue that the young professionals group is kind of dominating the world of social media and content creation as well, as opposed to a lot of more traditional, maybe a little bit older realtors as well.
Yeah.
It's talking to me?
No. Not you.
It makes me think, I really hope everybody will go listen to this Teenage Tycoons episode of the Culture Cast, but the word of the day on that episode was audacity, right? Because it's kind of one of those things, what I look for in a realtor. I'm not a realtor, but I have bought houses a few times in my life. And I'm always looking for somebody that's audacious, somebody that's not afraid to push me to ask for more or better terms, or, I want somebody who's not just going to sit behind their desk and twiddle their thumbs and do exactly the bare minimum to get the job done. I'm looking for somebody audacious. And there is nothing more audacious in a world where the average person is a 56-year-old white woman, for someone to be 19, 20, 21, and in the real estate business closing transactions. That takes some audacity to even be in this career, right? So when I see a young person as a realtor, I'm like, what obstacles have they overcome to get this far? I want them on my team, right? This is the audacity I'm looking for. So let's talk about misconceptions for the folks that are into climate action. Keith, you want to take it?
Well, I'm going to keep my mouth shut because Katie and I, independently of each other, have the same idea of what this is. I'm going to kick it to Katie and let her tell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone feels like we're just, Birkenstock wearing, kombucha drinking, rafting on the weekend hippies.
From Colorado.
From Colorado. We're real estate professionals.
I'd add tree hugging. Don't forget the tree hugging.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you do need a good tree hug. I mean, it genuinely makes me feel better. So I don't know about you guys.
Well, one of the other things too is that in our divisive political climate, you got to be careful because that isn't a healthy misconception to allow to continue. And we'll talk about this, I'm sure, later. But bringing it back to what the benefit is to everybody for the homeowners and high performance homes, instead of that idea of the tree hugging hippie with Birkenstocks on. Right. It's huge. I mean, we've got to break through that misconception so we can really give, a lot of help to our clients, whether or not they're engaged in the belief of climate action or not. There are benefits to them, and if they take to heart those benefits and employ them, then they're going to help with the climate action as well.
But it's such a great point. If you can make dollars and cents to folks and help them sell a house and help their houses be more sustainable, that is having an impact on the environment without taking any political stance at all. You just found another tool to make more money, right?
Yep. Exactly.
I sort of, this is we're going somewhere else with this one, but I disagree with the concept of climate action being political, right? It's about the world and the factual science and about, the fact that we all could do a little more to help. There's a lot of our resource groups that I feel are politicized in a way that they shouldn't be, right? People have a certain view of the military network, for example. People have a certain view of the LGBTQ pride network. These are people, right? They're not a political agenda. They're not, you have to be leaning one way or the other in order to support this community and learn from these communities. Not at all. These are just people. And that's same thing with the Climate Action Network, right? You don't have to buy in. You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid or the kombucha, as it were. You want to make them more money. That's really it. Yeah. So I want to talk about the crossover between these groups. And it's been a minute since my man Stephen has spoken, so I want to hit you first, Stephen. Stephen, what do you see as the crossover between young professionals and climate action?
No, I mean, well, it's a simple answer, right? I mean, we all have specific things that we really want to focus on. And, the young professionals in the climate action group, I mean, those folks, just for us together, I mean, Katie and Keith here are in Colorado. I'm also in Colorado. Taylor's in the northeast part of the U.S. And the things that we actually share together are going to be extremely symbiotic, because the clients that we're going to be focusing on, they also have the similar views. And without even knowing it, we're going to be bringing those things up. So the most important part is that we have to learn from each other, because that's what everything's going to be about within our groups here at eXp, is just learning from each other to have to actually best use those practices, not for just, oh, now I have this part of my brain and now I can actually use it to get more clientele. But no, guys, actually just give a damn, honestly. Sorry for the language there, guys, but seriously, guys, do what you actually like to do. Get involved. Because, guys, I mean, you mentioned it earlier, man, you be a part of 8 of these groups for a reason. You actually care about what these things are talking about and what these things are actually giving towards back to people. And, guys, remember, everyone here watching is not just a realtor. We're also a resource to everybody. So in order to be a resource, you have to have resources. In order to have resources, you have to do research, use your own intelligence, and also be able to actually use these conversations in a very intelligent manner, not just parrot things back that you hear on the radio or a podcast or whatever else, right? You have to actually use that information and have your actual own thoughts with those things to give back to communities that you guys serve, right? And it's a very important thing to do.
Yeah, that's great. Katie, what about you? What do you see as the crossover?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm 29. I'm a millennial. Steven's a millennial. Taylor, are you a millennial?
No, I'm Gen Z.
Gen Z. Okay. So, I mean, I think like my generation, our generation, like we've seen the climate change, and we've seen how important it is, and we care, and we're open-minded, and we want to make a difference. And I think it's a very similar. It crosses over. We can work together, and we work together very well. So.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. Keith, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I want to say it's old white dude guilt for me. I mean, what we've done and my predecessors have done to the climate in the name of development. I mean, we learned a little late that we're messing everything up, but we're leaving this for you guys. And one thing that worries me is millennials are very much more engaged in climate action than Gen Z. And the hypothesis that's the working research right now is that it's because they have a feeling of hopelessness. That my 18-year-old daughter, I am so into this, and she's like, it's not going to matter. The world's screwed. I'm not. Why get involved in that? There's too much to do. So for me, working with young professionals it's a great resource for us to help switch that around, and as a resource group, give you guys the tools to be able to make greater strides. Came up with a table napkin calculation that if we gave resources to our agents, we have 90,000 agents worldwide. They get the message out to 200 people. 20 of the people in their sphere of influence take one little bit of action. That action is going to be taken by over 2.7 billion people. And if we can give the tools to everybody, especially the guys that are the torch bearers that are coming in to replace us, guys have been in the business for a while, it can have a huge impact on climate. So making a better, climate for the young professionals, as well as getting out of their way and let them, really take charge here.
Yeah, right. The stats about Gen Z and climate change are very, very real. And so we're back on that boat of having to, convince people why this is important and why we can make a difference. And I do get the feeling, I feel it often myself, of what could I as one person do in my life to have any impact at all on the fact that Florida's going to be in the ocean. You know what I mean? But as a realtor, I can have an impact on the houses that I sell. And that basically makes me the mayor of a sustainable city, right? That's an actual impact, a big impact, right? And we say every little bit counts, but that's more than a little bit that a realtor can have. Yeah. So, did we already go to this question with you, Taylor?
No.
Okay, let's talk about it then. What do you see as the crossover?
So, first I want to say, Keith, I sort of agree with your statement. I'm older Gen Z. I'm 24. So I feel like a lot of my peers and people I went to school with really care about sustainability and the environment. While I feel like we simultaneously do feel a bit of hopelessness, but I think we all know that it's more important to try than to just completely give up. So I try and promote that and push that the best I can, because I've always been super into sustainability as well. Just being a young person in my short life here that I've had so far in New Hampshire, I've already seen how the climate is changing, and it's very freaky, and I don't like it. And I know that it's way worse in other parts of the world, and it's gonna get worse. So that scares me, and I want to do everything I can to push to be more sustainable. And I would say, to go back to the question, kind of the big crossover between our two groups is that we're the future, and sustainable living and sustainability is the future. Young professionals are tasked with the responsibility of having that and creating that future, and we're kind of setting the precedent for that.
Yeah, I love that. And I love, when I think about the young professionals, it's the thought that there's always going to be new, fresh young professionals in there. So it's not like this is a generation and then you guys' ideas are going to get replaced by the next one. That next one is also going to be young professionals, right? Exactly. So it's a sort of evergreen. You're always going to be the cutting edge. I love that. So now I want to ask, how can agents and staff get involved in your resource group? Well, let's stick with Taylor, Stephen, whoever wants to take this for YP. How does somebody get involved?
Yeah, guys, we take our non-refundable deposit of $1 million right up front, just so you guys know. But that's the first step, and then we have to obviously vet your, no, I'm just kidding, though, guys. But in all seriousness, guys, just reach out to us. Reach out to myself, Taylor, any of the other state leaders, Eden, Jeffrey, and also Kimmy Mori. They're also our fearless leader of the entire program. And guys, find us on Workplace, find us online. And, whatever things you guys want to contribute, absolutely, guys. You're never too old to talk to us at all whatsoever. And people have that, again, misconception about, oh, I can't, go to this group, or there's nothing I can learn or add. Yes, you absolutely can. Because, guys, your life journey is different than everybody else's. So, just reach out to us, quite simply. It's just that streamlined.
Yeah, it's great. I also would point out that for any of our 1eXp resource groups, they now have a pinned post in every single one of those groups with a how to get involved slide, right? And that slide will give you the top 4 ways how you can plug in. Taylor, you have anything to add to that about getting plugged in?
I thought that was great, Stephen. Pretty much anyone's welcome to join. You don't have to be young at all. There's always a lot to learn in any of our groups. So reach out to any of us, follow us on Instagram. We have open applications every so often and info sessions sometimes. So make sure to follow and you'll be updated with all that.
That's great. Yeah. And truly anybody can join Young Professionals. I'm a member of Young Professionals, and if my hairline didn't give me away, I do not fall into that category. Let's talk about Climate Action Network. Keith, you want to take this one? How do people get jumped in?
Well, the first thing is to go to our workplace group and do exactly what you go to that pinned post and enter some information, and you can just sit there in the background and glean the knowledge that we throw out there. You can get involved. We have a leadership group that meets every Wednesday that we would love participation in. And I tell you right now, with what's on the horizon for us, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to give some input into something that's really going to impact the entire organization. So we'd love to have you guys participate in that. We have the Green Fundamentals course. We're going to, cross your fingers, be doing a designation course, whether it's the NAR Green designation that we co-op with them, or we have our own designation course. That's going to be coming up on the horizon. But educate. It's about how you can serve your clients and get more clients because of your knowledge base. Come in, glean as much as you can from our group. Got a lot of smart people that have a lot of information that can give you opportunities in real estate.
And if you're one of those smart people and you want to add to the conversation, they absolutely will give you the microphone.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Katie, anything you'd add to that?
Yeah. So echoing what Steven said, you're welcome to reach out to me or Keith anytime. I could talk about this stuff all day long. So I would love to make new friends in this. I'm also planning a eco challenge for the month of April, which is Earth Month. So it'll be a company-wide eco challenge, and you can build your teams and make a difference in your community. And it'll be friendly competition between everyone and see who can, make a difference. So it'll be really fun. So stay tuned for more information on that.
That's brilliant. I love that. And every year for Earth Month, we also have this thing called the Climate Action Center that's available in eXp World. This year, we're evolving all of our eXp World experiences to bring them over into Frame. And Climate Action Center is one that I'm really excited about. So you got that to look forward to in April. Let's wrap this up with the question we always ask at the end of a synergy session. This one is really general, really broad, but it's looking for your personal expertise here, right? What advice would you give to a day one new agent starting at eXp? I want to start with Taylor.
All right. So when I first started, I felt super lost because, my whole life, my schedule was always given to me. And I was very much type A, super organized, like teacher's pet. And then all of a sudden I am my own boss and I have all of this free time to figure out what my schedule is. And I definitely struggled with it a lot and was not efficient at all. So after a while I was like, okay, I really need to get my stuff together. So I researched the most efficient scheduling strategies for the top producers in real estate. And I basically made my own schedule off of that. And it's for sure helped me plan out my days and weeks and months and had me stay on top of things more. So I would suggest definitely stay on top of stuff, organize yourself, don't get distracted by other things. Make sure you create a schedule that works for you, that allows you to get everything you need done and plan for future things. On top of that, I would say don't try to do everything yourself in the beginning. Ask for help if you need it. Ask for guidance. Find a good mentor. Even if there's someone that isn't your designated mentor, everyone in eXp is willing and ready to help you. And truly everyone wants each other to succeed. And that's something I love about eXp in general, as well as if you're wanting a sense of community and you're a young person or anyone really, join YP and get connected with us because everyone there is just phenomenal as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's another example of hashtag find your tribe. Keith?
Well, in my last brokerage, I coached 5 people to the top 30 under 30. And I want to say with the YP millennials and Gen Z, I'm not one of those guys that's going to bash them and they feel entitled or any of that crap, because I see some great work ethic coming from these guys. And one thing that I saw in common with those agents was that, number one, we talked about getting out and growing your network right away. If you've got to lean on your parents, if you got to lean on, your college buddies' parents, get a network growing of people that can buy a house or that are going to be in a position to buy a house soon or sell, because that's where the business is. The second thing is be courageous. I don't believe in being fearless because everybody has fear. Courageous is facing fear and doing it anyway. So be courageous in your business. Get out there and just do it. And you're going to make mistakes. Just be open to making those mistakes and learning from them. And then finally, Katie, touched on this earlier. You got to find a niche too. Niche and niche are both proper ways to pronounce that, by the way. But you got to find a niche, and you want to be. You're not going to just ignore everyone outside of that niche, but you're going to be able to develop people that are your tribe, like you've been talking about, Cody, that will know, like, and love you and trust you because you're like them, and make sure that you're developing that as well. And just get out there and do it.
That's it. I want to circle around to Steven.
All right. Well, I'll make it short, right? I mean, first of all, guys, reach out to any of us because, obviously Keith's experience, my experience, Katie's, Taylor's, Cody's, guys, everyone here has a list of everything to do. Me personally, when I'm coaching somebody or mentoring them, I have my whole list. So if you guys want, just reach out to me. I'll send it to you, of course. But guys, the high points I'll tell you guys is day one is that, number one, if you're eXp, number one thing, download my eXp app right away. It has everything to do, and immediately go into your profile and look at, hey guys, who's in my group here, who's in my upline, right? People who have sponsored my sponsor, and guys, reach out to every single one of them and say, hey, my name is, I service this area. Talk to me about some resources that I may not know about, right? Guys, get involved automatically. People say, oh, I don't know anybody. Well, guys, there you go. You have 6 to 9 people right there to automatically talk to at a very high degree, okay? That's the first thing to download the app. Second thing is going to be, honestly, if you haven't done it for a while or never done it, do a disc personalized profile test, okay? Because lead generation is going to be based off of personally your personality and what you guys like to do and what not you guys not like to do. As an example, guys, if you're super high D, you're just a driver, dominant, you want to get things done, you guys might love to do phone calls, more direct kind of approach to certain things. If you're super high I, you may want to have more conversations, more networking, more friends. If you're high S, you guys want to, potentially do technology. You guys want to do networking. If you're super high C, you want systems and processes. You want to build a platform. But again, you have to find your right mixture, because don't get analysis paralysis. Don't go to shiny object syndrome. I'm going to do this. No, guys, just find a handful of things based off of things you like to do personally and get after it. One of the things that I know for a fact, Keith just said right now, guys, is your database, right? If you are a brand new agent, not brand new eXp, but if you're a brand new realtor, guys, your phone's a powerful tool. Oh, I can't call them because I'm too young. I'm my first in business. Guys, who cares? Guys, get after it. Just make the introduction, okay? Make the introduction to everybody in terms of saying, hey, this is what I'm doing now. How can I help out? What are things you've always wanted to know about real estate? What questions do you have that I can help answer for you? Because I'm putting together a class or a thing that you guys can now be of service. Because you guys just start getting really good at asking questions. I promise you, the person who knows how to ask the best kind of questions, you guys are going to be so successful, it's going to blow your minds, okay? The other thing is going to be, guys, get on Google. And I kid you guys not, YouTube. My first 30 days at eXp, what should I do? There are great value resources there, guys. Brent Gove, one of, guys, he is the freaking kumbaya guy of what should I do at eXp? He is fantastic. Everyone here knows Brent Gove for a reason, right? So he has a lot of videos out, a lot of people have other videos about, hey guys, my first 30 days at eXp. And the things I'm talking about, he will also agree with me about doing those things as well. You just get plugged in. Again, you're not getting overwhelmed, drinking from a fire hose, but you're just doing a couple of things every single day to just get some stuff learned, okay? Learn systems, learn processes. Guys, our CRM, the world, the platforms, it's a lot to just digest in like a day or even a week, guys. But just, guys, don't eat the elephant in one bite. Just systematically attack certain things while also asking yourself, what do I want my day to look like? If you were kind of like Taylor, hey guys, I'm super type A personality, double A type personality. I've been structured. I came from 9 to 5 job. I came out of school where all I did was I wake up, school, homework, done, right? Now you have your free time. Guys, build a schedule for you. what do you want your day to look like? Not in terms of I have to do this, I have to do that, but just saying, hey, who do I want to work with for what reason? And how am I going to get in front of them? Right? Start asking yourself these kind of questions. And guys, plugging into the groups. I kid you guys not. What are you passionate about? If you guys are passionate about sustainability in the environment, guys, Facebook, figure out groups that are near you. Get plugged in with those groups too. It's free. Guys, network. Keith mentioned it, right? Guys, get plugged in with guys. If you're a car guy, car girl, if you love cats and dogs, get plugged in with those kind of groups, right? See what they're all about. You know, join certain things that all for free. You're not paying anything. I know if you're a newer, 100% new, you're looking for low cost things to do, guys. These are all low cost things to do. I promise you. Okay. And then even for me personally, one of my little secret sauces things to do is just do Facebook birthdays. Guys, who am I supposed to talk to? Guys, talk to your friends on Facebook. Guys, it's their birthday. Happy birthday. What's going on? What's new with you? How's life? How's job? How's family? Boom, boom. Because then they're going to return the favor to you saying, hey, what's new with you? Bam. Hey, guys, I'm in real estate now. Oh, my God, that's fantastic. Good. Yeah, good for you, right? Yeah, guys. Matter of fact, I'm loving it right now. You know, I had a question for you, actually. If I wanted to ask you guys some things, guys, just fill in the blank. Start conversations with people who you can actually engage with naturally. And the best part about that, you guys can also ask them, hey, guys, I'm trying to find somebody. You're not asking, who do you know that can help buy and sell property? No, guys, you're not being sales. You're not having commission, but nothing like that. But you're asking genuine them, hey, I'm honestly, my goal this year is to do 5 deals, 12 deals. And I want to work with people who I actually am going to enjoy working with. Have you heard of anybody that might fit that? Right. And again, just doing things differently. And of course, Taylor mentioned as well as get plugged in with a mentor. Okay, guys. Yes, eXp has a great mentor program, but guys, everyone here is meant to guys reach out to people. Even super high producers, guys, they will always respond back to you. I promise. Okay, so that's obviously a handful of things that I do for everyone who's newer to the business or new at eXp in general. But those are really powerful things. And again, you know, those small things will make big results. I promise you guys. That's how it's going to work.
Yeah, so true. All right, and we're gonna save the best for last over here, Katie. What do you tell an agent on day one?
Yeah. I mean, kind of echoing a lot of what Stephen just said, but eXp is really one of those companies where you're gonna get out of it what you put into it. And so you really have to dive in and just absorb all the resources that eXp has to offer. Like, I know it can be overwhelming, so just pick a couple of them in the beginning and just really dive in and learn everything that you can. And then don't be afraid to reach out to people, including people that are in leadership. Like Glenn, he prides himself on saying he responds to workplace messages. Like, that's awesome. What CEO does that, right? So the collaboration that comes along with eXp and eXp agents, as you mentioned in the beginning, like, if one of us wins, we all win. And like, that really, really is true. So just don't be afraid to reach out to people. Don't be afraid to dive all in and experience all the resources and learn all the things you can, because eXp is really, really powerful.
That's great. I love it. Well, you guys have been such a treat to have on here. We've learned so much today. I really enjoyed meeting as 3 of you on this call that I'd never met before today. So I love expanding my network. I'm here for you guys if you ever need me. And if anybody wants to know how to get plugged into any of this stuff, again, you can find both of these groups on Workplace. You can find 1eXp on Workplace, or you can come straight to me and I will plug you in where I think you need to go. Okay. We love having people plugged into their tribe, and helping people find their tribe is one of my life goals at eXp. So we can help you. Thanks everybody for being here, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Cody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.